Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. For today's video, I will be discussing minerals, but not just minerals, but minerals in making a smartphone. So I am Ken Salasalise from 11 Onyx. So before we tackle the minerals used in making a smartphone, I will first describe what are minerals. So in describing a mineral, we can use the pattern or the acronym NIDO or N, I, H, D, and O, which N stands for natural occurring, I for inorganic, H for homogeneous solid, D for definite chemical composition, and O for ordered internal structure. So now, let's move on to our next topic, which is minerals used in making a smartphone. In here, we have 7 parts or categories, which is phone case, phone speaker and vibration, phone screen, circuit board, microchips, microprocessor, and lastly, connectors and wirings. First up is phone case. So in phone case, we have these minerals. We have fluorite that contains the element fluorine, halite that contains the elements sodium and chlorine, and dolomite which contains the element magnesium. We also have these minerals, which is crocite that contains the element chromium. We also have rutile that contains the element Ti or titanium. And lastly, we have bromagirite that contains the element bromine. Next up is speaker and vibration. So in here, we have these minerals, which is iron meteorite that contains the element iron. Next is wolframite that contains the element tungsten. And lastly is lanthanite, which contain the elements lanthanum and neodymium. So in making a speaker, we use iron meteorite and wolframite, while we use lanthanite in making the vibrator of the phone. The third one is phone battery. So in here, we have 4 minerals, which is manganite that contains the element manganese. Next is cobalt spinel that contains the element cobalt, nickeline that contains the element nickel, and lastly is brenokite that contains the element cadmium. Next on the list is phone screen. In here we have 2 minerals, which is orthoclase that contains the element potassium, and next is zercellite that contains the element cerium. So next on our list is circuit board. So in here we have these minerals, which is cinnabar that contains the element mercury or Hg. We also have platinum. We also have TS4 that contains the element Al or aluminum. And we also have strontianite that contains the element strontium. Not just that, but we also have these minerals, which is zircon that contains the element zirconium. We also have native silver that contains the element silver. We also have cassiterite that contains the element tin. And lastly is barite that contains the element barium. So the next part that I will be discussing are the minerals used in making microchips. So we have 2, which is apatite that contains the element phosphorus, and sphalerite, which have zinc, indium, and gallium. Next, we also have microprocessor, which contains these minerals, which is sphalerite that contains zinc, indium, and calcium. We also have quartz that contains the element silicon. We also have borax that contains the element boron. We also have native arsenic. Next is connectors and wirings. So in here we have these minerals, which is beryllium that contains the element beryl, spodumene that contains the element lithium, and native copper, which contains the element copper. Also have this last three. We have wolframite that contains the element molybdenum. We also have columbite tantalite that contains the element tantalum. And lastly, we have bismuth. So those are all the minerals used in making a smartphone. Again, I am Ken Salisalice from 11 Onyx. Hope you liked the video. Thank you.